A scuffle broke out in the Texas Capitol building yesterday over a protest against the state's clampdown on sanctuary cities. Go to the video, guys. It's pretty amazing to look at. It all started on the House floor after Republican Matt Rinaldi told a group of Democratic lawmakers that he had reported the protesters who were up above them in the Senate to ICE because some of them had signs, Michael, that said, "We're illegal." This Malayan, this is what happened. The Malayan sued. Rinaldi said he had been physically assaulted by a Democrat, Pancho Navarez, and before he reportedly made a threat to put a bullet in Navarez's head, he says Navarez threatened to get him on the way out to the parking lot because he had to leave the building at some point. The protesters were loud, they were raucous, it was pretty amazing. Hey, Michael, if someone holds a sign up that says, "I'm here illegally," isn't that like an invitation for them to call ICE?
Well, it's an invitation, and there's your probable cause. What do you think?
So what's why are they doing this? You and I both know the answer, but I want to hear it from you. Why are they doing this?
You mean they, the protesters?
The protesters.
It's thumbing their nose and saying we can get away with whatever we want to, and we have politicians in our pocket for one reason or another who will support us. This is anarchy. This is the epitome of anarchy, and I wrote about it a while back when I wrote an article, I guess it was for Cap's Web or Front Page Magazine, and I said that we were on the slippery slope to anarchy. And, you know, in New York, there's a councilman who said, you know, too many undocumented, quote unquote, illegal aliens are caught with gravity knives, and they're getting deported. So his solution, let's take gravity knives off the list of dangerous or illegal weapons. How's that? If that isn't anarchy, I don't know what is. We are willing to sacrifice innocent lives so we can flood America with more foreign workers, more foreign tourists. And by the way, one of the other things no one talks about, you know, everyone says, well, the Democrats are looking for votes.
Right.
That's down the road. What they're also looking for is to gerrymander the votes. This is something that Jimmy Carter figured out. If you flood Democrat states that have the majority and you bring more folks in, they get more seats in the House and ultimately more votes in the Electoral College when they do the census. Yeah, so this is also about gerrymandering. Think about it.
Yeah, but you and I have talked about this before. There's a flaw with that logic. Because in my years of doing immigration stories, invariably when you sit down with immigrants who are here legally or illegally, when you sit down to talk with them, you find out that they have fundamentally core basic beliefs about family. They have belief systems and values that actually fall in line with a lot of Republicans. So there's a perverse twist in this logic of yours that you're talking about.
Well, not my logic.
No, not yours, but the Democrats.
But this goes back to the nonsense and the bigotry of the Latino voter. Why should any American, and I don't care if his last name is Rodriguez, Goldstein, or Jackson, why should any American be happy that gangs, drugs, and terrorists are flowing across the border and they stand an increasing chance of losing their jobs to a foreign worker? Where does this fit into this rhetoric about Latino voters? It's bigotry, it's profiling, and it's wrong.
Yeah, you know, and on the other hand, there's a report out there, while those folks down in Texas that were protesting obviously don't want enforcement of immigration law, there is a report that sheriffs are increasingly enthusiastic about enforcing U.S. immigration law. And in fact, since Trump took office, immigration arrests and deportations of nonviolent offenders have increased dramatically. Michael, how much of a difference does it make that sheriffs are getting on board with this idea that they need to secure the border?
Well, they've always been on board. You know, what we've seen are chiefs of police who are really politicians or the puppets of politicians talking about, oh, we don't want to enforce the immigration laws. It's going to give us more responsibility. What it does is give you an important lever, an important tool in your toolkit. I don't know any law enforcement officer who wants to not have every possible law in that quiver of arrows. And, you know, if you're looking to break up a gang or go after houses of prostitution or illegal gambling houses, if you have illegal aliens there, you don't have to find them with a weapon. They don't have to have a warrant. The fact that they are illegal, and if immigration is working with the cops and they could take people out of those locations, you drive down the demand for people to go there. We used to raid houses of prostitution with public morals in New York. Illegal aliens came to find out that if they go to that brothel, they may wind up getting arrested and deported. So guess what? The clientele dropped and many brothels went out of business. That's what you really want to do if you're enforcing the law, wouldn't you think?